Hey guys, it's Luke with Travel Calls to the Calders. Today we're going to show you how to replace your shower with a much better looking one. On the edges of your shower you have some screw strips along with some protective molding so it doesn't get wet. I removed two of them already and forgot to film, so we'll show you how to do this last one. First thing you need to do is get the molding off of the screw strip. I just have a pry tool to kind of start it just like that. If it comes fairly easy, you can honestly just grab it and pull it. If it's like this one on the edge, you can use a flathead screwdriver to pry it up. Pull this off. Whew. And that one's doing pretty good. So next we will find our drill. Looks like we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 screws. Try not to drop them so they go down the drain. That would be bad. And with these ones, we will probably need to get a screwdriver. We ran into a problem, so we had to take out the whole vanity area sink. So once you get these off, you'll notice that it's pretty movable. These hot water hoses in the drain is also kind of like metal zip tied to the sink, so be careful when not to rip that out and to cut that. So this is ready to basically take out, but it's too big for the door, so we have to start by dismantling the enclosure, and we will start with the door. Alright, so the door is held on by these. It's connected to the enclosure, so you got to rip these out. Don't know if this is going to fall. There we go. And then we have screws all along connecting the side enclosures to the door that we will have to take out. Alright, so these little screws we took out, they connect into this side piece right here. So I guess you don't need to cut the putty unless you want to take this out. We are taking the whole enclosure out, so we're just going to skip cutting the putty now, even though we already did. So we can get those screws out on that side and the same on this side. So we ended up having to take this whole piece out because when they installed it, one of the screws they put in right there, they stripped the head, they broke the head off. So we just had to basically cut the putty and just rip it out. So next we need to take off the hardware. They have this hose or this opening right here to reach through and disconnect, and that's what we're going to do next. Alright, so we are back doing this again. We have ran into a little bit of a problem. We have to remove the drain. Problem is with these RVs, the drain, kind of like the faucet, you have to reach under there and twist it off by hand. And the problem is with our fifth wheel. On some other trailers, you can reach on the outside under the compartments and reach under to twist them off. Ours is actually fully enclosed, so we are going to have to bust away at the shower. As you see, I have already started to do that right there. Fortunately for us, there was a slight tear in the pan, so I've been able to just pound it away and start my hole. So next thing we're going to do is cap off the drain because we don't want any fiberglass. I'm pretty sure these things are made of fiberglass, but we don't want any of the material going down into our black tank, so we taped off the hole and get our trusty Sawzall and chop away. One quick note, if you do not know what is underneath your shower pan, I stuck my phone, put it on video mode, put a flashlight on, and looked around under there, and the only thing that we see is the hot and cold hoses for our sink, the spout for our sink, and then the kitchen sink comes running down right here to our gray tank, and nothing else underneath there, so we are good to go. Alright, so we got a little caught up on getting everything done in here, so we're gonna kind of give you a rundown of what you missed. So after you get the shower out, we put our pen in, and we have our drain running right along the wall, and our main garage area is right below us. So all of our piping, our plumbing feeds right below us. So we had to find a way to hide the pipe and make it level. So what we did on this wall, wish we would have taken pictures before, but we got wrapped up. We got 2x4 aluminum studs, and we ran a track all the way across right there, and then one all the way just along this pipe right here on the bottom. And then we cut them to length, went one down, everywhere where you basically see screws. Went one in the corner, one right there, and then we did kind of like they call it fire backing right here and right there, just so we could mount our vanity to this wall, have something to put in there. And we wanted to make it all look level, so we just covered the whole thing with 3/8 plywood. And then on this one, because we did not want to cut a new hole for where our drain went, we kind of redid the whole plumbing and P-trap down below to move it over a little bit. But because we did not want to notch a hole in the joist for the actual trailer, we framed this wall out a little bit. You can see a 2x4 right here, and we literally just went the 1.5 inch width of the 2x4. We put one right here, one right here, and one right there. On the other side of this wall is our kitchen, and we have we took out the entertainment center that was in there, and we put a big shelf system. And in order to keep that from rocking back and forth, we permanently mounted it, that's what this screw's here for, to the back of this wall, so we can't ever get it taken off. And in doing so, we only have to secure it, we bowed this wall, and the only stud on that wall is right here. So we couldn't put one right there, so we had to kind of stagger it out. And then we put, to keep this from rocking back and forth, we put in between this stud and this stud, we just put it bracing along in the back. And we cut this plywood to length to set on top of this lip, so when we put our tile down, we do not have any water going behind this lip right here to do any water damage, or hopefully no water damage. That's what we're praying for. That's what we're hoping for. And so yeah, so now we're gonna cut the tile to put on and get everything going. Our original PEX pipe for our shower was up to here, so we had to cut it down about 1 foot because our shower is going to mount into this, and just because of the shower head. So we cut this down, and in order to keep these, this is for our shower head, to keep these staying in here, we just had to get a hole saw to cut a hole into here, and then we just took a little hand saw to cut those. As you can see, that'll pull right through. That one's a little bit more stuck, so that way when we cut our Duma wall that we use, it'll just go right on top. And then for our shower, we have these that they'll just spin right on there, and then silicone the bead to the tile. Alright, so now we're going to put this on. What we are using is called Duma wall. It is a vinyl, lightweight, better than tile. Well, probably not better, but anyway, better for a trailer house. So it's a vinyl waterproof tile. So they recommend cutting everything, doing a dry fit. We already did that, so we have everything already cut and ready to go. So what we are going to do is, inside right here we have a silicone, waterproof silicone, and a dog that decided to lay down in the middle of the bathroom. So we have a waterproof, Grace. Stop it. Hey, stop.
She's looking.
So we're going to put the silicone right here in this corner, just a bead to butt it up right there. And then they recommend on every groove. So these are tongue and groove locking panels. So on top of here, on top of there, and you'll need a second caulk gun to put on your adhesive, construction adhesive, and we are using Loctite Power Grab Heavy Duty. So we'll get going on that, do the first piece. I think first we are going to do, put this in here. Maybe again, there we go. Probably do a little bit more right there so we want to make sure that no water is getting in on the wood. That should be good for now. Oh, actually right here too. And then we're just going to put some right here. Sorry, I'm just using this to clean it up so I have a finer bead. So we are going to put one right along top of here. And this one's going to be smaller just because the top piece is going to go right on top of it. And then same with this. Best to wear Carhartt pants to wipe all your crap on. And round that corner, down we go. Now, we gotta be very careful because then we need to put our Loctite on. And we don't want any chance of this coming off, so we're going to put a lot on. As I do more. And carefully putting these in. We're going to sit right on top right there and slide in as much as you can. And I'm actually going to put just pull this back just a little bit, maybe. Man, that was quick to grab. Alright, if you use this Loctite heavy duty power grab, it locks quick, so make sure your bead is good, is all I gotta say. Okay, push it in quick. And hey, thanks for putting your foot on my stuff, Grace. I'm going to do the same thing on this one. push that right in. And keep going. Use your finger to, just like a regular caulk job. And have your assistant grab you a towel, and good to go. So also with the Duma wall, when you have your spouts in here to drill through, I used, I think it was an 1.5 inch hole saw. I can't remember the size, but I just use a hole saw. Just drill straight through, just measure your marking. It was easy because we had it plowed up already, so I already knew what the measurement was. So just measured up, measured over, and just drill through with a hole saw. This one did not require a hole saw, but underneath here is a metal bracket. I just screwed right to the Duma wall, goes right through pretty easy. And yeah, pretty simple. Alright, so after we put the wall up, we should have filmed this, but we didn't. This is Dreamline, what's it called? The Dreamline shower pan?
French corner.
Dreamline French corner enclosure. So this one's pretty simple. It looks intimidating to do, but I promise you it's really not that hard. Just follow instructions. If this is the one you do, you just mount the bracket to the wall. You slide this piece in, this door, and this is all one piece. Slide them both into the top and bottom. And then these two doors are also separate as well. Be careful how you mount them because I mounted them upside down and fought it. So if you come in here, you can see this a little bit. On top right here, there's a lip. This lip needs to be on the inside of the shower. I was trying to mount it backwards and they don't tell you which way is which. But also, I guess there is the magnet right here. I guess that could have given it away. But I didn't know how it worked. So they're pretty easy. You put the rollers in there. Lift this up. It's easy with two people. Mount it in there, and be careful. They do what's the word? Counter screw, corkscrew, cross thread. That's what it is. They do cross thread easily. I cross threaded one down there, so we got to get a new one. But it's pretty simple. Other than that, just follow the instructions. You have to drill this piece into them on both sides, top and bottom. And the only thing we have left to do is mounting the bracket to the actual enclosure. And so that is it. Good luck. Also afterwards, I have not done this yet, but you do need to silicone. These are watertight, the seals, but inside is not. So putting silicone inside and outside of the seals, top and bottom, just to make sure there is no leaks. And with how much you travel, I guess, depending, silicone does break eventually. Don't let anybody tell you otherwise, so you do need to check it every so often to make sure the leak is not bad. Thanks for watching. If you found this informative, please like and subscribe. If you have any questions, please comment down below and we will be sure to get back to you. Thank you so much. For more how-tos, give our page a follow.